Wrestling's full of wild and wacky moments, but not all of them age well. While some storylines are notorious for their jaw-dropping absurdity, there are others WWE would much prefer you forget. If only they could just erase them from history. We're talking about those cringe-worthy moments that make you wonder, did they really think that was a good idea? In this video, we're diving into 8 controversial instances that are so blunder-filled and awkward that even Vince McMahon probably wishes he could pretend they never happened. Let's take a trip back to 1999, a time when WWE thought, hey, what if we combine wrestling with a horror flick? Enter The Undertaker, the dead man himself, and the Hell in a Cell match against the Big Boss Man. Now, WWE has never shied away from pushing the envelope, but this time they decided to toss that envelope straight into the fire. After a brutal match, The Undertaker didn't just settle for a pinfall. Oh no, he took things to a whole new level of what the heck am I watching by hanging the Big Boss Man from the top of the cell like some twisted Halloween decoration. It was so absurdly over the top, it even made horror movie villains say, whoa, that's a bit much, don't you think? And the best part, the crowd just kinda watched, half horrified, half confused, wondering, what if WWE had finally lost the plot? You could almost hear people in the arena whispering, is this still wrestling, or did we accidentally switch to a late-night horror show? It was one of those moments that had fans questioning not just the storyline, but also WWE's sanity. I mean, sure, wrestling is about larger-than-life characters and crazy stunts, but this was like a bad trip through a haunted house where the scares just don't stop coming. In the end, we're all left with one burning question. Who in creative thought, this'll be a great idea? Because trust me, even The Undertaker's supernatural powers couldn't save this one from being one of the weirdest and most uncomfortable moments in WWE history. The moment that shook the wrestling world to its very core. Brock Lesnar ending The Undertaker's legendary WrestleMania streak. This wasn't just a match. It was like watching your favorite superhero get punched in the face by the bad guy and then realizing the bad guy just won. For over 2 decades, The Undertaker's streak was as untouchable as your grandma's secret cookie recipe. But then along came Brock Lesnar with all the subtlety of a freight train to smash that streak into a million tiny pieces. The collective gasp from the crowd was so loud, you'd think someone just spoiled the ending of Game of Thrones for a room full of diehard fans. Shock quickly turned to outrage as fans tried to process what they had just witnessed. Did that really just happen? Did Brock freaking Lesnar just beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania? It was like finding out Santa Claus isn't real, but way, way worse. To this day, some fans are still in denial, clutching their Taker memorabilia and muttering about alternate universes where the streak's still alive and well. The audacity of it all was almost too much to handle. It's one thing to break a streak, but it's another thing entirely to have Brock Lesnar, the human wrecking ball, be the one to do it. You have to wonder if WWE wanted to make sure this moment would be burned into our brains forever because, well, mission accomplished. If there's one lesson to take away from this, it's that in wrestling, just like in life, even the most sacred records are meant to be broken, especially if there's a big angry beast waiting in the wings. So what do you think? Was Brock Lesnar the right guy to end The Undertaker's legendary streak? SummerSlam 2010. John Cena vs. The Nexus. This was supposed to be the moment when Cena finally got his big redemptive victory. The kind of epic showdown you tell your grandkids about. Instead, what we got was... well, imagine sitting down for an action-packed superhero flick only for the final battle to be settled by a really intense game of rock, paper, scissors. It was that underwhelming. Cena, WWE's Superman, going up against the Nexus, a group of hungry young stars who had been running roughshod all over the company. It had the ingredients for an all-time classic, right? But instead of a thrilling edge-of-your-seat match, Cena basically hit the Nexus with a "no worries, I got this," and took out the entire group like he was playing WWE 2K on easy mode. The whole thing wrapped up with all the excitement of a lukewarm soda, flat and disappointing. And let's not kid ourselves. Cena defeating the Nexus in such a one-sided fashion was like watching your favorite video game boss fight and realizing someone forgot to plug in the other controller on the other side. Where's the fun in that? We were all ready for a war, and Cena showed up with a water gun. The Nexus went from being the big bad wolves to a pack of lost puppies in record time, leaving fans wondering if the whole thing was just one big prank. Now, you've listened closely. You can still hear the sighs of disappointment echoing through the WWE universe from that night. We were all geared up for a blockbuster, but what we got was more like a straight-to-DVD release. Predictable, anticlimactic, and a little bit embarrassing. In the end, Cena's victory over the Nexus was the equivalent of a movie hero defusing a bomb with a single snip while blindfolded. Impressive, sure, but not exactly what we signed up for. It's a reminder that even in wrestling, sometimes the hype doesn't quite match the payoff, leaving us all wondering what could have been if the creative team hadn't decided to hit snooze on what could have been an epic moment. Before moving to the next one, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. So WWE decided that what we really needed in our wrestling entertainment was a live sex celebration featuring Edge and Lita. The infamous live sex celebration featuring Edge and Lita. A moment so awkward it's burned into the minds of every wrestling fan who was unlucky enough to witness it. In 2006, WWE decided to push the boundaries of good taste, not just to the edge, but right off the cliff. It was as if someone in creative had a light bulb moment and thought, hey, what if we mixed wrestling with some softcore adult entertainment? What could possibly go wrong? The results? A segment so cringeworthy, it even made the most diehard fans want to change the channel. Edge and Lita in a bed, in the middle of the ring, in front of thousands of fans trying to create, magic on live TV. Subtlety? What's that? This segment had all the grace of a bull in a china shop, except the bull was too busy wondering if it was part of some weird fever dream. You could practically see the audience collectively thinking, wait, is this still wrestling, right? Or did I accidentally switch to a really bad soap opera? It's one of those moments where you can't help but wonder what the writers were on. Something stronger than just caffeine for sure. Edge and Lita might have been trying to celebrate, but all they really did was create one of the most controversial moments in WWE history. And now let's talk about the colossal letdown that was Seth Rollins vs. Bray Wyatt, Demon, at the fateful pay-per-view. Imagine gearing up for a grand fireworks show and instead getting a box of sparklers that fizzled out before they even started. That's basically what happened here. As the match reached its boiling point, Seth Rollins unleashed multiple stomps on the Fiend, but in true Bray Wyatt fashion, he kept rising, seemingly unstoppable. Rollins, clearly rattled and desperate to put an end to this nightmare, did something no one expected. He grabbed his sledgehammer. The crowd held its breath as Rollins, in a moment of sheer intensity, brought the sledgehammer crashing down onto Bray Wyatt's head. It was a jaw-dropping moment, one that left everyone in shock. But even for WWE, known for pushing the envelope, this sledgehammer shot seemed like a step too far. The match ended in a no contest. Yep, no winner, no loser, just a whole lot of meh. It was like being told you're getting a surprise party only to find out it's a surprise nap. Fans were left scratching their heads, wondering if they had just watched a wrestling match or a really bad magic trick where the big finish vanished into thin air. WWE's ability to hype up a match and then deliver a finish that's as satisfying as a soggy pizza is truly unmatched. It's like they took the excitement, rolled it into a ball, and threw it out the window. So what did you think of this epic letdown? Did it leave you disappointed? Hit up the comments below and let us know if you were as bummed as we were. Otis. The lovable Otis. Captured the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2020, a victory that initially seemed like it would propel him to great heights. In the match, Otis faced off against top stars like AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin, and Rey Mysterio, making his win a notable achievement. Fans were excited to see what he could do with this opportunity. However, the excitement quickly faded as Otis's cash-in did not go as planned. Instead of using the briefcase to secure a major title shot, Otis found himself on the losing end, where he eventually lost the briefcase to The Miz in a surprising turn of events. It's a moment that makes you wonder if the scriptwriters had a few too many drinks at the office Christmas party. They took a potentially golden storyline and turned it into a cautionary tale about missed opportunities. Otis's briefcase might as well have been filled with confetti for all the impact it had. So, what's your take? Did WWE drop the ball with Otis, or was there a bigger plan than we missed? Share your thoughts and let's discuss what might have been. The Montreal Screwjob is a moment that stands as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of professional wrestling. In 1997, during a pivotal moment in WWE history, Bret Hart, a Canadian icon, was embroiled in what would become one of the most controversial incidents ever. As Hart prepared to defend his WWE Championship at Survivor Series, the stage was set for what was supposed to be a straightforward exit from the company. However, the reality behind the scenes was far from ordinary. In a shocking turn of events, Vince McMahon orchestrated a plan to change the outcome of the match without Bret Hart's knowledge. Here's what went down. As Bret Hart had Shawn Michaels locked in a sharpshooter, a move that was Hart's own finishing move, the referee suddenly called for the bell and declared Shawn Michaels the winner. The catch? Bret Hart never tapped out. When you watch the footage, Bret Hart's reaction in the ring is one of sheer confusion. He's looking around, bewildered, trying to understand what just happened. It was a moment of pure chaos and betrayal, as Hart was stripped of his title in a way that left the wrestling world reeling. The way McMahon and the officials manipulated the outcome turned what should have been a routine exit into a dramatic betrayal that resonated far beyond the ring. The most jaw-dropping part? This mess still sparks debates about whether it was a brilliantly orchestrated piece of wrestling drama or a full-blown screw-up. It's wrestling's equivalent of that one argument where everyone's convinced they're right, but no one can actually agree on the details. In June 2011, CM Punk delivered what would become one of the most talked about promos in wrestling history, a segment known as the Pipe Bomb. During this live promo, Punk broke the fourth wall in a way that was both shocking and revelatory. He addressed the audience directly, expressing his frustrations with WWE's management, creative direction. Punk's speech was a scathing critique of WWE's shortcomings. He aired grievances about the lack of original ideas and the company's tendency to prioritize certain wrestlers over others. He openly criticized the direction of the company and questioned why certain performers, including himself, were not given more significant opportunities. This was not just a scripted promo. It felt like a genuine outburst from someone disillusioned with the industry status quo. The Pipe Bomb was a masterful mix of reality and kayfabe. Punk's words blurred the lines between the scripted world of professional wrestling and the real frustrations of those within it. His comments touched on real issues, such as backstage politics and the perceived lack of respect for certain talent, while still maintaining the dramatic flair that wrestling fans expect. This promo was pivotal not just for its content, but for its impact. It sparked widespread discussion and debate among fans and industry insiders alike. It was a bold move that elevated Punk's profile and positioned him as a voice of dissent within WWE. For many, it was a moment that made them see WWE in a new light, highlighting the complexities and behind-the-scenes struggles that often go unnoticed. So which of these controversial moments caught your attention the most? Make sure to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.